about ease off the hook maneuver as we just hold this 4.5, 6. Oh, okay. Roll now, roll now. All right. I didn't know if I didn't think I lost you, but I did. Welcome back, Coach.
I have a book when I was 5 years old that my dad made for me, and it was all about the Blue Angels. And my neighbor was, growing up actually, was a mechanic for jets, so it was something that I was kind of known. My dad likes airplanes and have kind of been to air shows before, and was very familiar with them. And I have family in Florida, and obviously they're based down there. So I'd known a lot about the Blue Angels and kind of what they do, and how remarkable the things that they did were. I got nominated by someone, and they don't tell you who nominates you. And then once that happened, I kind of found out a little bit more about the process and how it works. And so when you get nominated, they send you the application, and it's pretty extensive. It's basically like a resume of everything you've done in the community and what you've been doing the last 10 years. And I was like, wow, this is a huge honor just to get nominated for this, to be a key influencer and possibly ride with the Blue Angels. I didn't think that really there was a shot that I would actually get a flight. So I filled out the information and kind of, submitted it, and that was about 3 months ago. And then I didn't hear anything, so I was like, that was cool. Maybe I'll get down to the air show if I can. And then like 2.5 weeks before the air show is when I got the email that confirmed I'd be going up, and instantly went into a panic mode for a couple days, because I'm not someone who enjoys heights or roller coasters or anything like that. But it was just a really humbling experience, and was a huge honor. So I knew it was something that I would want to do and would be memorable the rest of my life. I knew if I got there and I was able to go through it, I knew I would, but just the moment that I landed, I would be like, that was something once in a lifetime, outside of something, obviously birth of kids or marriage, like that would be an experience that would be up there with anything. And it actually happened a lot sooner than that. I was very nervous when we did the training for the G-forces, which is about an hour. But once I got strapped into the F-18, I felt all those nerves, and meeting Julius, my pilot, like just extremely professional, absolutely top athlete in what he does. When I think about NHL or NFL players, what they do to get to their level, like this has to be the same, if not more training, and being able to do those maneuvers with the G-forces and the physical pressure that you feel is pretty special. So as soon as I got in that flight, I was instantly kind of calmed and excited to go for the flight. They talk to you about how to use the ejection seat and kind of what happens, but every time they talk about that, they're like, but that won't happen. You will not need to do this. But they're like, we just have to do this. And so that's kind of how it starts. And then it's all about keeping the blood in your head. When you pass out with the G-forces, it's about your blood basically exiting your head, and then you just lose consciousness until the blood goes back. So it's about squeezing your legs, squeezing your abs. They have you're supposed to basically flex your neck muscles, and they tell you to yell hook. And when the guy's doing it, you're like, this guy looks absolutely crazy doing this, and it looks extremely difficult. So, but they walk you through that. It's about an hour, and then there's probably another 30 minutes in the plane where they're just showing you what each dial, basically it's don't touch this, don't touch this, don't touch this. My nervousness was at an all-time high until I sat in the cockpit, and then, I think it's a little bit just like a game, or really anything like that. You're nervous leading up to it, but then once you're in the moment, you kind of just relax a little bit. And to it is the most sophisticated, most expensive piece of machinery I'll ever be in my life. There is a sense of, that this is going to be special. And I think when we were flying, it doesn't, there's no turbulence, it's air conditioned, you're strapped into a seat that's, built for, obviously however long they have to go on their missions and their flights. So it's not like you're sitting on a bench or anything. You're comfortable. You're in, a bubble where you can see all around, which if you don't like heights is a little bit uneasy, but it's spectacular. Just, when you look left or right, you're not seeing the wing, you're not seeing part of the plane, you're just seeing sky. So it was from that standpoint, it helped a lot with any nerves or fears you'd have. From a physical standpoint, it's 6 days ago now, I'm still sore, and it's a different soreness than I've ever felt. I've played sports and had surgeries and stuff. It's just a complete body soreness. Every single part of my body, hurt for a couple days, and it was very deep. So the first thing they do, I knew this going into this, but when you take off, you're about 200 feet above the runway, and then they just pull straight up, and you hit, I think we hit 6, you get a little gauge that says the maximum amount of G's you hit. So right off that, we hit 6.1. So I knew, like, right from the start, you'd feel exactly what that would entail. And it's only like 2 to 3 seconds. I think they go up 1,000 feet. But right from this standpoint, the pilot said, he gives you a warning, and then he yells, hit it, and then you do whatever you need to do with flexing, and then you went straight up. So I think it helps calm you too, because right off the bat, you're like, okay, this is what G's feel like. And then he says it's the walking, the crawling, and the running part of the flight. So, when you're walking, he's gonna maybe go all the way up and back around, and you might feel 2 or 3 G's, and he'll do different things and kind of build it up to it. In the crawling is when he has a way of basically stopping the plane in the air. You're doing like 100 miles per hour when you're usually doing like 500 or 600. They do the 0 G where, which is kind of cool. You can kind of see particles start floating around, and if you watch the video, I start to go like this. That was pretty cool. It definitely does some things to your stomach. You do barrel rolls both ways in the crawling. And then he brings you up to, we were over land, we were north of Augusta, so he brings you up to right below the speed of sound, which, when you experience that, you're going fast, but it's like you're driving at 10 miles per hour, and then, within 2 seconds, now you're doing 80. That's kind of what it felt like. And then he's like, okay, now we've entered the running part of the flight. And you're doing a lot of the similar maneuvers, but now you're doing them at speed. I think that you go up and then you come back down, and the barrels rolls out of it. And just as soon as he started doing those things, pretty much every maneuver we started to do, that's when I lost consciousness. And when you pass out in the plane because of G-forces, the pilot said this, people who've done it, that you have these really vivid dreams, and it's very different than passing out any other way. And you wake up and you literally have no idea where you are. It's not like you're groggy or something, you're fully awake and you're like, why am I in a plane? So I got to do that a couple times, and then you can choose to do whatever. They're never going to push you to do anything on a flight that you don't want to, and they just want you to have a great experience. And it's awesome. But when we're coming into land, he's like, we can do a carrier landing, which everyone on at the airport will enjoy, and it's a pretty cool thing. Or we can come in nice and slow, like a commercial liner, and ease it nice and down. He's like, it's your choice. We can do either one. I'm like, yeah, it's not much of a choice. But so you pass the runway, and then basically you just take a hard turn and come back as quickly. It's to simulate, I guess, if you missed the wire to pick up on the aircraft carrier. And when I got down there, like, oh, that was a cool maneuver. And I was like, yep, I don't know. I was sleeping again. But the first 2 or 3 seconds of it were awesome. So, I'm like, very humble at this moment and just appreciative. But I was like, hey, is there a certain, is tall or short people or strong, and he's like, you know what, it's just really women are the best at this. They very rarely pass out. I don't know why, but I was like, well, my wife's had 3 kids. I'm pretty sure they're built for pain in certain situations. So, it was like an hour-long flight. It was pretty amazing. We were fortunate a lot of the time to go over water. We were over land, so I could see the mountains in Maine and kind of see the different lakes and stuff, and it was special.
All across New England, business owners are finding new ways to succeed. Families are working hard to provide for their loved ones and their future. It's the spirit of New Englanders that inspires all of us to do more. It's in our employees, our customers, and our communities. Every day we do more. Because at Bangor Savings Bank, we truly believe you matter more.
Out here, if you have the will, you can lead the way. With the all-new Fisher Easy V V-Plow. Purpose-built to provide industry-leading features, performance, and efficiency, just like the other V-Plows in our lineup, but in a lightweight design that's ideal for businesses and homeowners using half-ton trucks. A strong yet versatile plow that handles the work and won't back down. The all-new Fisher Easy V V-Plow. Built for Fisher Nation. For more information, visit fisherplows.com.
What if you drove an SUV that paid attention, even when you didn't? Like the Hyundai Kona, the first car in its class that monitors steering and lane position in order to alert tired or distracted drivers. Driver Attention Warning from Hyundai, the brand with more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda or Toyota.
Get the Kona or Kona Electric for just $149 a month. Visit your local Bangor Hyundai dealer.
I think the biggest thing right now is the fanatical effort. These guys are working really hard, and we've really put an emphasis on competition and the guys going one-on-one and really galvanizing individuals by putting them up against in a win or loss situation. So I'm really happy with our effort and the way we've been attacking. We've even tried to slow guys down, but these guys just want to go, 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 and that's a positive sign, and I think we're moving in the right direction and identifying the right guys for the right jobs. We've really been putting them in one-on-one situations, and going forward, we're going to try, to implement our scheme more and, find the individuals that are going to help us out the most. So just moving forward, continuing to install and find the right guys for the right jobs, and it's a daily effort. We're finding all the right guys as we go, and they're just going to continue to compete, and the depth chart changes every day, so pretty excited about our group. I think everybody wants to be that guy, whether they're the starter or the fourth string right now. So it's been fun, because when you're trying to get these competitive drills going, everybody's trying to jump up, whether it's a guy that's been playing and starting here for 3 years or it's a guy that's been here for 10 days. They're ready to go, and it's been good because we have some guys who have been solidified as starters in the past, and we have a great group, and then we have some new guys adding to the competition. So like I said, it's just really exciting to watch those guys. Certainly helps that our head coach is a former special teams coordinator, so he sees the advantage in the fourth down situations, and our guys attack the situation. We see it as an advantage where they might, the other team being putting out guys that just trying to get through it down, and we want to have that attack mentality. So it's not any different in our approach from years past. We want to have that attack mentality, put our best players out on the field, and really take advantage of the fourth down situation. Bryce is a catalyst for us. It all starts with the operation. Obviously, he's been here forever, 4-year starter for us, but more than that, he's a leader with the group. So we have a bunch of new guys within the group. It's been competitive, but he's a great leader. He's always out in front. He's running after practice. He's doing the extras. So it's not just what you see between the lines. Obviously, he is Iron Man, and he's out there, every game for us. But it's what you don't see after practice, and he's been a great leader for us, and we're really looking forward to him starting operation again this year. It's going to start with our effort. We've got to win our one-on-one matchups, and our coverage units have to be on point. We got to take advantage of any explosive plays when we get the opportunity, but our coverage units, it starts with them. We've got to win one-on-one up front. Our specialists have to be great with location and capitalize when we need points. And you know, if we put on the film and we beat Delaware, it's going to come down to the one-on-one matchups that we win.
Dunkin', it's a game day ritual, like giving yourself a pregame pep talk.
Let's go, Devin. This is your moment. Let's dominate.
Yeah, Kyle. All that stuff Devin said.
Yeah.
It's always game on with Dunkin'. Rewards members enjoy a hot or iced medium coffee for $2 on Tuesdays.
It's time to plan those summer days, relaxing and entertaining on your new deck. Replacing, expanding, or building new, Hammond Lumber Company has everything you need to get started right away. With both wood and quality brand low-maintenance composite decking and a wide selection of railings, posts, and fasteners. Your Hammond sales rep will help you with your selections and design and can even come out for a job site consultation. Hammond can also refer you to builders in your area and can deliver anywhere in the state. Enjoying life outdoors on your deck begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Do you know your Maine dairy farmers? Chances are we're a lot like you. We are parents, grandparents. We are small business owners. We are a part of our communities. We are your neighbors. We are undeniably dairy.
Dunkin', it's a game day ritual, like giving yourself a pregame pep talk.
Let's go, Devin. This is your moment. Let's dominate.
Yeah, Kyle. All that stuff Devin said.
Yeah.
It's always game on with Dunkin'. Rewards members enjoy a hot or iced medium coffee for $2 on Tuesdays.
All across New England, business owners are finding new ways to succeed. Families are working hard to provide for their loved ones and their future. It's the spirit of New Englanders that inspires all of us to do more. It's in our employees, our customers, and our communities. Every day we do more. Because at Bangor Savings Bank, we truly believe you matter more.
Yeah, I think I always knew I wanted to coach. I like teaching, and that's kind of my offshoot of that. And so, did I think I was going to coach at the University of Maine? Probably not. As a little kid, I mean, I thought it would be cool to be a coach, and I didn't even know that was like an option as a job title. You know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I could be a teacher, I could be a doctor, I could be this, but no one really like throws coach at you as an option. So I think, yeah, looking back on it, it's definitely like a pretty cool dream to be living. Not a lot of people get that opportunity, and especially kind of to your point, they don't get to stay local and kind of do what I've done. And so it's pretty unique. Yeah, I mean, again, growing up like really close to here, we visited the university a lot. I don't know that I necessarily came up here, you know, all the time for softball, but I mean, we came for hockey games and football games and all kinds of stuff. So I knew the campus, and to be honest, as a little kid, I was like, I need to go far away from here because it's too close to home. But then as I got older, I kind of realized that, you know, maybe the University of Maine wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And yeah, so I guess, I don't know, most of my memories are just coming to watch games with family, friends, that sort of stuff. You know, I think a lot of it was just growing up. Like, I thought that I wanted to go further away, and as I started visiting schools and it kind of got real, and I was like, maybe I don't want to go that far away. And I'm a homebody. Like, I love to be at home. I love my family. I love to be around them. And I think when it got down to it, I was like, maybe I'm not really ready to go that far away. Yeah, I went into education. I initially came in here as a kinesiology major, and I thought I was going to be like an athletic trainer or like PT. I did probably like a full year of that and decided, no, it's not really what I love. So I got into teaching, which is another thing that I have always been like passionate about. And I actually loved the teaching program here. The second I like transferred into it, I was like, yeah, this is for me. So Went through all of that and then became a preschool teacher when I got out of here, which I think honestly the girls joke like that I treat them sometimes like preschoolers because I'm like, all right, like let's just make sure we don't need to do this, or I double check a lot of things. But I think my teaching background has helped a lot in my coaching, just being able to explain things better, being able to relate to people better, just continuing my education. I mean, I'm working on a master's right now because I like to learn. So I think part of being a coach is learning new things and working on new things, and you know, having that background of education I think helps in that sense because it kind of pushes me to want to learn new things all the time. I think it's good in the fact that I know what I'm getting into. So I know the girls, or the majority of them, and I know kind of what their past experience has been like, so I don't have to, you know, go in kind of blind in that sense where I'm still trying to figure them out and they're trying to figure me out. I think they're still trying to figure me out as a head coach, but they pretty much know, you know, what I'm like on and off the field. So I don't have to work on those types of things, which is kind of nice. So it's been an easy transition in that sense where I don't have to try to build on some of those relationships. We kind of already have them. And like I said, I already know some of the things that we had been working on in the past, or, you know, things that maybe people struggled with in the past. So I have all that background, which is really helpful. I think moving into the head coaching job. And then, I don't know, yeah, there's a lot more like behind the scenes work that I'm doing now that I didn't anticipate doing before, or thought like, oh yeah, that'll be fine. But yeah, I think it's been a good transition in that sense that I don't feel like they got blindsided with a whole new coaching staff. I think they're pretty comfortable with me, which is helpful. And, you know, it's been really nice. We have 10 seniors, so, you know, they're half our team. So it's good that they kind of already know me and they know some of the drills that we do and that sort of stuff. Well, I think like anybody, you get comfortable with what you're doing, and I think I was definitely comfortable being an assistant, and I liked being an assistant, but I think there's always that kind of like, well, what if I was the head coach, or, you know, what if someday like that is me, like what would I do differently? So I think for me it was just more of another step like out of my comfort zone, because, you know, having been the assistant for 6 years, I was pretty confident in that position. But I think, again, part of being a lifelong learner is like trying new things and getting out of your box a little bit. So this was out of my box a little bit.
And here you are.
Yeah. All right, so, oh gosh, I've been married for 9 years in a couple weeks. My husband and I are high school sweethearts, so we dated all through college and then got married right after that. My son is 6.5, and my daughter is, well, one of my daughters is 5, and then my newest daughter is 2 months. I think we always like wanted to have a big family. We had our first 2 kids close together because we wanted to be close together. Both of us have siblings that are within a year or 2 years of us, and we just liked having that kind of close-knit family. And then once we had 2, I was kind of like, whew, like I need a little break. And they're great, and we just decided, you know what, I think we are ready to expand our family a little more. The girls on our team keep asking, like, are you gonna have another one? I'm like, we'll see, I don't know, not right yet. I'm like, I need to sleep a little bit more before we have any more. But yeah, I don't know, we have a dog, Louie. He's a year old too. We're pretty outdoorsy. Like we're fortunate that our families have some camps around Maine, so we spend a lot of time at camp. You know, swimming, boating, fishing, that sort of stuff, hiking. So we do a lot of outdoorsy type stuff. I don't know, we're foodies. We like to go to new restaurants and try new things and cook new things at home. So definitely, like, a lot of our things are revolved around food. So yeah, I don't know. I guess those are our two biggest things. And like I said before, I'm a homebody, so I am content being at home and hanging out with everybody. I think that, I hope that they all come out with a lot of confidence this year. I think that that group has gotten a lot of game experience in the past, for the most part. So I feel like because this is their last year, they're really ready to go out with a bang. And they have put in the work for the last 4 years and 3.5 years. And I think that, this group is ready to step up. I think before, they're a big group. So no matter what, when they were freshmen or sophomores or juniors, I think they kind of just always had this like presence about them. But now that they're seniors, it's a little more dominating, which is good. And I just think that, like I said, because they've had that game experience, their confidence level will be a little higher this year, and I think that will hopefully rub off on some of our younger kids and some of the players that haven't had as much game time in the past.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.